So what would your advice be to, let's say you have a 34-year-old woman.
Mm-hmm.
She looks after herself. She's in great shape.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say she's got a great career for herself. And she's like, okay, she's hearing you. She's like, Sanchez, I hear you.
Yeah.
But I can't turn back the clock.
Yes.
Okay. I can't make myself 24 again.
Mm-hmm.
Right. If I could make different decisions to put myself in a better position for the kind of man I want, I would. But this is where I am.
Yes.
Okay. And I want to attract an ambitious, successful man that I'm attracted to. I'm willing to do what it takes to get that man. What advice would you give her?
We'll start with a level of understanding of what your pool looks like. It may not be that star man, that man that everyone wants. Because if everyone wants him, you could be 34, look at all these things, but there's a 24-year-old version of you. Very simply, no offense to you. And I always say that I use this, and this is what helps women kind of understand it. If that was your son, and he had the choice of a 34-year-old version or the 24-year-old version, which would they choose? They try lie and say, well, 34 experience. That's because they don't know what men want. We don't care about your experience. It's not an attribute we factor in. You choose a 24-year-old. So cool. So the men that you may have in your option pool are going to be very much limited. Understand that from the get-go. Then it's about making the best of the situation. Do you have any trauma that needs healing from those 34 years? Have you got any issues where, and I've said this to exes, I've said this to people, let's say you find your dream man in a month, 2 months. Are you actually ready to submit, be happy, to let him love you? This guy goes, oh my God, 34-year-old, whatever her name is, you're lovely, I love your sense of humor, your passion, you're peaceful, everything. I must whisk you off right now. Are you actually ready? Or if he turns his phone upside down, are you going to get jealous? If he doesn't message you on his way back from work, you're going to say, where are you? Is there situations that you need to rectify first? So that's what I'd say to this person. If not, and you're good, I then say, make sure you scrub up your social media, because that's basically your online CV.
So what does that look like, scrubbing up?
So depending on what kind of person you're wanting, if you're wanting them to take you seriously, depends on what you're showing, how much of your body you're showing, how much of your activities are you showing. Are you a 34-year-old party girl out every week, but then you're saying you're looking to settle down? It sends the wrong message.
Facts.
Could you be a sweetheart? Could you be amazing? Could you be down to earth? You can. And it's where I tell people as well, if I'm seeing a lion coming towards me, this could be the friendliest lion ever. I'm not waiting to find out.
I'm still running. What do you mean?
I'm running. So
100%.
if I'm seeing you showing this, showing that, I'm going to take it on face value. And that's what we're going to do. We've got seconds to make judgments, unfortunately, as humans. So I'd make sure your Instagram, your social media is all scrubbed up. Make sure you're showcasing maybe bits of your character on it. If you're trying to show sophistication, if you're trying to show this peacefulness, show that you go on walks, etc. Basically, it's your online CV. Instagram's the biggest dating app. Yeah. So make sure it looks a certain way, because if I meet you and we're out and we bump each other at a coffee shop, and then the first we're going to do, I might even get your number, but then, okay, your name's Stacey Lane. I'm going to look up and I'm going to find you.
It's true.
That can disqualify you without you even knowing it.
So true.
So I'd say do the back work. Yeah. Do your work on your own trauma, make sure you're good mentally. Get in the best physical shape that you can be, because that'll be a big factor. The longevity, because if I'm someone, let's say I'm a 34-year-old man as well, and I'm seeing you, I'm going, okay, how long are you going to remain like that? Because gravity is going to take its toll. But if you're putting in work, that's going to be delayed. That could be a factor to go, oh, actually, more than just a 1 night, 2 night seeing, I could see a future, because at least you're attempting to be healthy. The next thing, the biggest thing, and anyone should do this if you're a woman trying to get a high caliber man, look at what he wants, what he does, and become irreplaceable in that respect. And I used myself an example. I used to play professional football. And there'd be times where, I might just be seeing girls. I might just be thinking they're nothing more than just, intercourse, and they know that, and we're having fun, whatever. And then I'll have a big game. And then on the day, they'll say, oh, you played Ipswich away today. Yeah, have a safe journey. Make sure you, do well. Remember, you said that last time you played them that you almost scored. You better score this time. Thank you. I'm just like, oh, that's cool. Game done, played, whatever. I'm coming back to a message. Hope your game went well. Let me know what you're up to later. I got a little something for you. Yeah, I didn't win, but it was a good game, whatever. Yeah, I'll come see you in a bit. Come over. Hey, I seen this thing on Timu. It's a massage gun, man. You told me that your hamstrings hurt after games, so I just got it for you.
Wow.
So you're doing things where, again, we're like big kids to an extent, where those things matter. We get people flinging themselves, flinging their bodies, flinging whatever, but those are indications that you're gonna jump on my wave.
How do you help him in his mission?
Yeah. If you want that man, I don't care if he's a Microsoft analyst and you found these things that you wear on your fingers to make you type 0.4% faster, no matter what he's doing,
It's true.
research him diligently, the same way you research anything else, and use that and show him that you care. That's what makes you stand out. So especially if you're then older and then some of those attributes are kind of slightly over what the ideal would be, you've got to stand out. Now, anyone can use that technique, but I'd say to that person, do all those things. And if you see him, I kind of touched on it there, but have humility to understand that you want him. It's a competition. There's a 24-year-old, a 30-year-old, 32-year-old that looks this, that want him as well. You need to win. Show interest. Forget all this. Oh no, I'll wait for him to message. Get in there.
Yeah.
Show that you're there.
Yeah.
Double down. Be attentive. Jump on his wave. Make sure he's catered for. Treat him like a king. And that'll give you the best chance.
I mean, I'm biased. I agree, and it's funny because there's a few things in there that I say to my clients as well, especially about the social media being your CV thing. A guy can meet you in real life, and then you connect to social media, and then if he sees anything that suggests what he would consider kind of low value, then you don't even know it, but he might just go, okay, this is going to be a casual thing, right? One thing I think that everything about you said, how much of that does it require for her to put her ego down?
I think massively. I think because we live in a world where again, you mentioned it perfectly, that women can have everything. And for me, there's so many components, like I said, of feminism, of all these things that I love. I think women should be empowered, but that shouldn't take away from your power of femininity. And I think, with everything, I'm a black man. We've had slavery with stuff. I think we've overcompensated in some ways where, a white person can't say anything. Oh, you're racist. No, they're just saying something. So I'm very much that person where I'm seeing it for what it is. So I think in that respect, we've gone to the point where sometimes feminine traits are seen as negative, and it feels to women like they're settling when they're just kind of balancing of where they are. And life will tell you, life tells men, if we can't get girls, we can't get girls. I do men's mental health is a big factor of what I do. And so many men are invisible to so many women. And I do experiments with women all the time. So we'll be in the gym or somewhere where it's like public average men. We're beating on a bus one time and I was like, how many men in here would you even give a chance? And they'd be like 40 men. And they'd be like, maybe 1, 2. I said, that's not you being rude or anything, but you just wouldn't. So that means when one of those other 38 say hello, I'll say hello back. Yeah, but you don't realize that's him trying to move to you. Yeah. But he's just not even on your radar.
Yes.
So then that's him going, again, that's struggling. And that's why there's so many other things where mental health in men is rising because it's tough. It's tough for guys out here. And it's really unfortunate that then this guy that could love and appreciate a woman that is kind of, if you do this scale of rating, is on her level, but she's like, well, I'm settling. And back to your question of ego, she feels like, well, I've got to, I had a text from Drake one time, or I slept with one guy. I should be on that level, but no, I'll reduce my ego to go with him. And it's not. It's more like that was a fling that was never gonna be serious. You should see that. Yeah. Whereas this guy will love you till the cows come home. Yeah. But understand that that's where you are. It's like they say with women and models, you'll get model results if you was a model. Yes. The question of when women rate themselves a 10. The most annoying question, because people try to beat around it and go, well, they've asked me what I rate myself. No, it's not. It's objectively, what would society rate you? You know what it means. And if you're trying to say that you're a 10, you're saying that you're perfect. That's just not the case. Whereas if you go, like, I'll do it. Like, I believe I'm a 6. If I lose weight, I can be a strong 7. I know that women prefer height, and I'm average height. I'm not in the best shape currently. My financial status could be a lot better. My status on the whole is not too bad. I'm in a good position, don't get me wrong. Position. Yeah. But I know that my next partner, I want to be able to cover everything, and I'm not quite there yet. So I'm a 6, maybe a 7. Yeah. That means I'm not gonna, if I'm chatting to a girl and she doesn't reply, I'm not. Anthony Joshua exists. Like, Michael B. Jordan exists. It's true. Like, these men exist.
These men exist.
Like, I'm not gonna be like, see what I'm saying? Whereas, unfortunately, with women, because they're told all these things. If you go, oh yeah, no, I'm like an average girl. I know that men like curves and I don't really have curves. You can then go gym. You can understand why these guys are just sleeping with you and not taking you seriously. You can look at yourself. You can see, well, what attributes do I have and what can I extenuate? You can actually be honest. And I think that will allow the ego to fade away and we can actually become who we are.
Yeah, no, it's so true, man. I think for guys as well, I think we are forced to, we can't live in a world where we are not aware, because it's literally only 38% of men have ever reproduced.
Crazy.
So it is literally a matter of life or death for us. And I don't mean life or death as in whether we die, but whether our legacy dies.
Yeah, which we want to put on this earth to do.
Right, exactly. So I guess, you know, and I should ask for the ladies as well, where do you think guys have to let go of their ego to start getting what they want?
So there's lots of guys that, what's the word? It turns into resentment for women. But once men understand that women operate in hypergamy, it's a lot more easier pill to swallow. For example, there's been times where I might have gone out into a club and I might be with my boys who are 6 foot, got more money, footballers, all this kind of stuff. If I had the ego, I'd be like, well, I'm funny, I'm cool. Why they not talking to me and talking to them? But I understand that, yo, hypergamy is real. You're going to go for that person. Now, once you maybe chat to them and realize that they're dull as a doormat, you might come back or whatever. And then that's when I know that my attributes will shine. Same way, if we go back to caveman days, they might go for the biggest hunter-gatherer, but they realize that I'm actually more clever and I can hunt in a different way. Plus, I can prepare the meal. Plus, I've set up a house, so you've got shelter. Whereas there's different things. So if you have to understand how women operate, then it's not an ego thing. If you get dismissed or if you don't get as much attention, you have to understand where you are. So I'll tell guys, bro, get in the gym, get in shit. I don't care if you have a hunchback and nerd glasses and you don't have to chat to women. Practice. Go speak. Have conversations. Do research. Pay for a course. Talk to someone like yourself. Talk to us and be like, well, how do I speak to women? Okay, here's the blueprint. You talk. If you're going to a girl at the bar, you don't go, oh, you're all right. Well, hey, what are you drinking? Really? That looks. You drink blue drinks? Nah, I'm sticking to my brandy. What? In fact, I'll get that. Can I get 2? Me and you will have one. You find ways to operate, trial and error, and don't be upset or not back if things don't work, because every step that you attempt is closer to you perfecting it. It's like anything. If you're a DJ, if you're an artist, you perfect your craft. So guys need to let go of their ego and understand again what women want. If it's going to elevate your chances,
why wouldn't you do
having a better physique, go to the gym, smash the gym. My whole year, 2025, I'm not trying to be on ladies. And this is me who's been relatively successful in many factors. But I'm like, if I just have this 1 year where I smash the gym,
dedicate,
I smash my nutrition so the skin's glistening. I read books so I can articulate. I've got more worldly experience. I travel. The person that I meet in 2026, 2027, who's at an age, who's ready to commit, who's, you know, beautiful, ticks all my boxes or whatever, I'm going to be in a better position and I'll probably have more options. So that's me at this level. But if you're down here where you're invisible, make yourself visible. Travel, learn, speak, network, build your wealth, build your social status, get on TikTok, get on these apps, put the work in. And again, we get told when our ego doesn't make sense, because that's like someone sitting at home eating Pringles, playing Fortnite, and then going, why have I not got a girl? But the world will say, because you're doing that. But whereas if a woman's going, well, I'm focused on my business, I'm doing me, I'm independent, I'm etc. Why haven't I got a man? People go, oh, well, you should be able to. No.
They're just intimidated by you, baby girl.
No, exactly. There's every excuse for when a woman's not following the path to get her man. But if a man wasn't following the path to get a girl, everyone's very obvious to see it. So it is letting go of both egos, understanding what we can do, and then the final factor is just giving it your best and then dealing with it. Because again, you could change your physique, do all this other stuff, and you might not be just someone's cup of tea.
It's not guaranteed.
It's not guaranteed.
It's not guaranteed.
It just opens the pool up, and that's what I would advise for people. If you become your best self in that process, then it's a win-win.
Yeah. What would you say to people who say, I guess guys and girls, who say, but why should I have to change myself to get the person I want? Why should I have to do that?
I'd say to them, I mean, I wouldn't. If it was like my man or something, I'd be like, this is such a obvious question.
Yeah.
But then if someone was to come, I'll say, okay, anything worth having, you've got to work for. And I'll say, how dare you think that you are... Stop making...
This wasn't expected.
How very dare you be so entitled to think that you should just be valued as far as the dating market, as far as a competition of just as you are. What entitlement do you believe the world owes you anything? I had a conversation in the car coming here. I was saying the world doesn't even owe us life. Like, I was saying I need to live every day. Like, I'm glad I woke up my eyes this morning. We're not even guaranteed to be here. We traveled in the snow just to get here.
Yeah.
Life isn't even guaranteed. Never mind. You can just go through life and you should get someone. If you just want to course through life and get whoever you can, for sure. But for you to get your dream person, it's like getting your dream job, but I'm not going to go do the qualifications. You want to have your dream life, but you're not going to put the work in. It's the same thing with dating. It's a competition. If you want the man of your dreams, you have to become the woman of his. And that's going to take work. It's not easy. You've got to look in yourself. You've got to read books. You've got to understand. You've got to have empathy. You've got to do all these things. So when he does see you, like I said, in 2026, there's a girl out there that I don't even know right now. But in 2026, when Sanchez comes and I've ticked all my boxes and I'm ready and I'm now looking, I'm going to look, and hopefully this woman has probably been doing all the stuff where she could have even been to college and to uni, but she's learned how to cook and got that from her parents, where she can do 20 to 50 recipes by hand. She wants to be a mum and she can't wait to nurture. She's doing all the things that are going to fit for me. And there's a version of her, a universe where she hasn't, and I'm going to see her. She might be pretty, she might be lovely, but someone else did.
Yeah.
You didn't want to put in the work because, well, you know, Sanchez, you should just, nah, that's not how it works. Not how it works. So,
that's so true.
You don't have to change, but if you want the best results, you're going to have to. It's like trying to get fit, but I don't want to change my diet.
That makes sense.
Ain't gonna work.
There's one thing I always say: we can have an ego, or we can have what we want.
Excuse me.
We can have our ego, or we can have what we want, but we can't have both.
Yeah.
And that goes for men, women, everybody.
Yeah.
You know, something Jordan Peterson says is that in order to be a master at something, you first have to be the fool.
Oh, my days. And I love Jordan Peterson, by the way.
You have to be the fool.
It's funny actually, because people have asked me to not put out like an ebook and stuff, but basically like a life of Sanchez of how I operate. 'Cause I'm always doing the most random things. And it's because I humble myself. Like, I am a student. If I'm coming into the podcast space, I'm shutting up. I don't care if I've got more followers, more status, more whatever. Facts. If I'm coming into a new space, I'm the baby. I'm listening to you. You're the guy. You're the woman. You're the thing. And I'm ready to take on board. And I'm not listening to respond. Yes. I'm listening to hear and take in. So it's like, there's no questions. That's a stupid question. There's not. You have to ask. You have to understand. So I always say, even in dating, the reason why I know all this stuff is because I've listened to women when they speak. When I've been dating them, when I've been seeing them, whatever the scenario is. Okay. And I'm looking and I'm observing. I'm going, oh, okay. And I'm seeing the actions. I'm even seeing what they say doesn't amount to the actions. You're saying you want this, but I'm seeing that.
This is what you're actually choosing.
This is what you're doing. So I see it and I take it in. Whereas a lot of people don't like what they hear and they dismiss it and say, no, listen, if the man's telling you, and I'm objective, especially with my clients, or even friends or girls that I've maybe slept with before, not sleeping. I tell people straight, I'm giving you the game. Understand it. But you don't want to, you want to dismiss it rather than go, actually, my viewpoints could be wrong. That's the biggest thing that happened with me. Like, I love a debate, I love a conversation. But if someone comes to me with unanimous truth that's provable, I'm happy to go, yo, my bad.
Yeah, exactly.
Yo,
100%.
I hear it. Like I said, so this girl was like, oh, girls don't always want tall men. I said, we can break it down. They usually want men taller than them. True. Is what they want. So we'll break that down.
True.
Like, no, not even. So I said, okay, cool. I'm willing to be wrong. Let's put it to the test. What height were all your exes? Well, they were all taller than me, Aha. Okay, cool.
Mm.
What about your friends? Are all their boyfriends, current or previous, taller than them? Oh, yeah. Okay. If we did this and they were all shorter, I'd be like, you're right. I'll do further
exactly.
research, but ultimately right now, you're right, because you've did. But I'm not.
Yeah, it's true.
So then, again, don't get mad.
Mm.
It's the truth.
Hope you really enjoyed that clip. If you want to watch the full episode where that clip is from, then I want you to click right here where you can watch the full episode. And if you're ready to claim your man today, enroll in my program below, and I'll see you there. Wishing you an amazing day.